Presentation about what has been done with OCamlCore.org last year. So for those who don't know what is OCamlCore.org, it's something that my company OCamlCore is giving to the community. So it's the forge, it's the planet, and things like that. We will, so it's a set of resources for the community. So, what was the last year goal? For those who are not here, we would like to migrate the forge to a new Fusion forge. We were using an old version of GForge, which was not very good, and we migrated to a new forge system. So this is something done, and it was quite a good move because we get for free Git repository management directly in the forge, BZR, darks management, and everything in the forge. So there's a lot of new things. There's also a lot of bugs that we need to fix, and we are communicating with the upstream of Fusion Forge, which is an external project, to provide them with patch and to get patch back from them. We try to set up mirror.ocamlcore.org. So this is a backup for OCaml websites. So for example, we've got a backups for tutorial or Kokan wiki, and well, unfortunately this year it was quite useful. It's almost set up, it's just not run regularly. So we need to finish the setup of this website. And we try to set up some kind of hackable infrastructure made of something like Cabal and Hackage, which are two cPann-like repository management for Haskell. And this is something we will talk about in the Oasis DB talk. This is something which is quite tightly integrated with OCamlCore.org because it's hosted here and it's using the forge to do things. We got a 60% increase in terms of number of users and in terms of projects. This number are just tools. It means that it's help us to show that we have a certain number, a certain amount of people working in the OCaml community. It's quite good, and I think that, as you see, the registration website for the meeting was connected with the forge. So if you have a single login for both the meeting, the registration of the meeting, and the forge, and it will be the same with Oasis DB, for example. You will have a single login for the forge and the Oasis DB website. It's some kind of integration that shows that we've got some federation of OCaml websites all around. There is an API which is almost published, which is public, of course. I didn't have released any version for now, but it's something called OCamlCore API, and it's if you want to build your website using data from the forge, just ask me and I will provide you with the complete API. This year goal, we will try to further improve the Fusion Forge instance we have by contributing back patches to the Fusion Forge upstream. There's a big improvement in user interface and design stuff to be done. We have unified the team of various OCaml website, OCamlCore.org website. So we have the same team for the planet, for the forge, and for the main web page, which is www.ocamlcore.org. But now that we have the same design, we should improve this design because it's well, but we can do better. Next, we should try to use OCaml where it is possible because there's a lot of services provided by PHP stuff, like the Forge is a whole PHP web application. If we can replace part of it using OCaml stuff, it will be a good advertisement for the fact that we can use OCaml in a professional, in a really live use case of a website. So we should try to just replace pieces of what we already have in PHP by using OCaml stuff. And we will try, it's a project, to synchronize with GitHub. GitHub is more and more used, and there's something like 800 repositories, OCaml repositories on GitHub. We will try to take advantage of the number of repositories we have on GitHub to either show them on the Forge or at least advertise them through the Planet or something like that. I've got a demonstration application using the API of GitHub to extract what new project in OCaml has been created on GitHub, for example, and that create blog posts that can be aggregated on the Planet. It's something that I just have as a project on my laptop, but I should publish it when I have time. So we need your help. We still badly need graphic experts because I'm not good at all at graphic expert, at graphism in general. We need Fusion Forge experts, and this is PHP inside, so it means that you will have to do some PHP, but it will be really useful for us. And it can be a start also to understand what is behind Fusion Forge. And we need your feedback, so if you have anything to say, just say it. You've got the bug tracker. I'm quite often on IRC, so don't hesitate to contact me. I'm quite reactive. If there is a problem, I will try to fix it if it's easy, and at least it will be in the bug tracker if this is a long-term problem. Okay, thank you for listening. Have you any questions? Yes.
So the changes you propose to OCaml Forge to replace PHP with OCaml code?
When it's possible, yes.
Yeah, do you plan to, so you plan to contribute that to the upstream Forge project? And
No, they won't accept it.
They won't accept that, right?
Because Fusion Forge is basically a PHP project. Okay. So what we can do is to replace, in fact, Fusion Forge is made of various PHP pieces. For example, they include MediaWiki, but it's an external plugin. So what you can do is just provide an external services that integrate into Fusion Forge. And this is my plan. It's to make external plugin like the MediaWiki plugin that will integrate into the Forge. And that's something possible. I mean, it won't be a problem for upstream to allow this. And you can even provide a little PHP connector that will allow to do the interaction with a service written in OCaml. But they won't include any OCaml code in Fusion Forge. It's very unlikely. Yes, Anil?
So thank you for all your work. This is really good that you're doing all this effort. I was wondering, have you thought about using GitHub for all of the organization? In the Zen project, we've moved all of the open source work to an organization on GitHub.
Okay.
And so all the issue tracking and so on can be taken care of by someone else. So we focus
on GitHub. Okay. So the question is, do I have some plan to move a lot of things on GitHub? So as an organization.
Yes.
This is your question. Okay. I'm not a big fan of. I will be honest. I'm not at all a big fan of Git. Okay, and no, I got real reason about that. I mean, even if it makes you laugh, I really think that Darks is a very good is even better. I think when I'm using Git for no, I'm using Git. I'm using Git. I even have a GitHub account, and I'm using Git for most of my Debian works, and I don't say anything about Git. Well, no, I will say something about Git. No, my point is that when you comes from Darks, Darks has a lot of things which are very, very nice to review codes, to do very, very tricky stuff very easily with Darks. And when you come to Git, every time I come to Git, I just shoot me in the foot, and it's almost. I always end up in detached head or thing like that. I just get somewhere that when I Google it, it says that, oh, when you wreck this level, you are really in the big shit. And yes, I know, how can I get out of this? And no, so that's, let's say that I don't have very good experience with Git, so that's the reason why I don't use Git. And GitHub is about Git. So even if they have bridges to Subversion, I think it's really about Git. So I mean, there's people who really do prefer Subversion, not CVS. Hopefully, I think we don't have any CVS account, but Subversion is still very used for quite a lot of people. There's some people using Darks. There are some people using Mercurial. There are some people using Bazaar, and all these people won't be able to migrate. I don't want to say that everyone must use Git, because I'm not convinced that Git is the perfect stuff. And so that's the first point about GitHub. Next point is that when you go to GitHub using not JavaScript enabled web browser, you really have a bad experience, because it's very messy. When you just go down to the HTML code, you really need JavaScript stuff to run GitHub. And last thing, if you use a quite old browser to go to GitHub, you will also see that they use quite massively JavaScript and quite advanced function of JavaScript, which is a little bit heavy for old browser. So there's reason not to move entirely to GitHub, but I must agree that, let's say that for the future, it's probably a very good option, because I think that most of the next generation browser will be able to browse GitHub perfectly, because most of the new JavaScript engine is faster. But let's say that you must have an alternative. There's people that won't want to migrate to GitHub. So it's, I mean...
But my only observation is that it would take about a day to get a GitHub organization going, and it means you can focus your efforts on actual OCaml and make it something that's a problem to do all of the forge. You're doing the work, so it's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I know. It's just to provide alternative to people. And the last point about GitHub, but it may be something that you're not aware of, that there's some people that don't like closed source. No, yeah, I know, but I'm sorry about that. But there's people that don't like putting their data on closed source web server. So it's don't shoot the messenger. I'm just talking about people that report this kind of thing to me. It's just that.
I appreciate the work you're doing, so I just wanted to make that observation.
Okay. Mehdi, you have a question? Okay. So I got an example right here.
But you have guitars. You have guitars if you want.
Guitarios. Yeah, but we need to set it up. So yes, we can run Guitarios, but yes, we can. Yeah, we can do a lot of things, but I don't have time. to do that. But if someone wants to set up Gitter use on OCamlCore.org, is welcome. Any other question? So I think I'm running out of time. So thank you for listening. And I will give the next talk is Pierre Chambard about GS of OCaml. Thank you.